Hello YouTube and vinyl community, I'm Jeff Harris and welcome to the Vinyl Record Info channel. And in today's video, it's going to be a quick one because I'm out of my depth, but I thought it'd be worth talking about. But I'm talking about audiophile pressings. So if you guys have been watching my channel, you know that I'm a first press guy, right? I like to collect, promos, first presses of, late 60s and 70s rock mainly, but, and then some 80s metal and stuff like that. But, so audiophile stuff is just not for me, right? I don't have an audiophile setup. I think my setup is awesome for what I'm listening to, but, I don't have Macintosh tubes or anything like that. I just have a regular setup, nothing crazy. So because of that, I don't get into the audiophile pressings too much, and it'd be wasted on me, I guess. But I understand why people get into it, because I think it would be cool if you really put in a lot of time and effort on your system and a lot of resources to put it all together. And then, you probably just want to listen to the very best version of whatever record you're listening to. So I get the appeal of audiophile stuff. And, I've been to high-end, equipment stores, and they'll have that setup where it's it's $150,000 if you got all of it. But, they usually have a little couch and you can just put something on and, listen to it in the showroom. And it is mind-blowing. I mean, it absolutely is. If you haven't done it before, go do it, because it sounds like they're there in your living room. It's, pretty incredible. But I'm not going to do that. I know that I'm not going to do that. And, I just have different reasons for collecting records. I like listening to the very earliest version of that music, so a first press or a promo or something like that, because that's just what's fun to me. I like the history of it and that kind of aspect of collecting vinyl records. So I just like first press stuff. But going off on a tangent, so I do have one, I guess you would say, audiophile pressing. I have a couple, but so this one is an original master recording by Mobile Fidelity. This is an Ultra Disc one step of Muddy Waters Folk Singer, which is, awesome record. I'm a big blues fan. I really like blues, and Muddy Waters is kind of up there for me, especially with him kind of, being one of the pioneers for, kind of like the Chicago blues scene. He's from the Deep South, but, they, came up there to Chicago and kind of started the blues scene up there, which was pretty influential. And he was one of the first ones to kind of incorporate blues, psych, and electric guitar and stuff like that. So I love this record a lot. The only reason why I have this is because it was gifted to me, but otherwise I don't have. This is my only MoFi that I own. This is it right here. But it's very, very cool. Like the Ultra Disc one step pressings by Mobile Fidelity are really interesting. It comes with what their process is to press each vinyl with the one step. Basically, when you have an audiophile pressing, you want to get as close to the master tape as possible, so the least amount of processing to get to the master tape, right? So they cut out not to get into the weeds of this, but they just cut out different processes to get to the final product of the vinyl from the original master tapes, right? That's always the goal, is to get as close to that as possible. And then they always come with a lot of really cool just material, right? MoFi or audiophile pressings in general are going to be up there in the price. They're in the higher end scale typically of the price of the record, so they always come with cool extras. This is cool pictures and whatnot, and It's from the, like, that's from the first press. This is like the pictures from the first press. But and then they come in these really nice sleeves, and then obviously all the MoFis come in MoFi inner sleeves, which is nice. That there. And then they're all pretty heavyweight, 180 gram, 200 gram type records. These are 45s, so they spin a little faster than your standard 33. And you can see that there's only a couple tracks on each side. It's a 2-disc set, I believe. And so everything about it is just like trying to be like the highest end, the highest possible quality, highest possible version of the music. And so I do think that's very cool. And then even on my system, this does sound great, but to be 100% honest with you, it's kind of wasted on my system, right? This would sound way better on a hi-fi system. And then here's just the other disc. And they basically just have 2 tracks per side. So it's really cool. I like it. It's just is what it is. And the people who are super into hi-fi stuff, I can see the appeal of that. I think collecting that kind of stuff would be really fun. So I do want to talk about like the weight of these vinyls, right? So if you go audiophile pressings, they're typically at least 180 grams, sometimes heavier, like 200 grams. And people think just that mere fact is going to make it sound better, but how heavy the vinyl is has no impact on like the sound per se, right? It's more about durability, right? So if you have a hi-fi pressing, audiophile pressing of a record, it's going to last longer because it's heavier. It's not going to sound any better, but it's going to last longer because it's heavier, and that's just because of the durability of it, right? The heavier the vinyl is, it's not going to warp as easy. It's not going to flex. It's not going to crack, break. It's just it's going to make it more durable over the long run. So it's going to sound good for longer, right? But that's the only thing that really buys you. So you can have a 180 gram record, a 200 gram record, a 20,000 gram record. It's all going to sound the same, but the heavier ones are going to last longer because they're more durable. Next one I want to show you is Quality Records pressing. So this is Yezda Urfa, a test pressing of Yezda Urfa from Noble Records. Really, really awesome sounding. To be honest with you, I think I may even like acoustic sounds a little bit more than MoFi. But this is a test pressing. You can see that on the Quality Records. But yeah, Acoustic Sounds owns QRP, Quality Records pressing, and they just make incredible stuff. Yezda Urfa is an incredible prog rock album and band. The originals of these are well over $1,000 nowadays. So to get a test pressing of this one from Noble Records is the next best thing in my opinion. So very pumped to have this one, but they just sound so good. I mean, they're made with such quality. I really like QRP, Quality Records pressing, and their mastering and mixing process, I guess. So the difference between mastering and mixing, in my mind, I always think of like mixing is more of like the art form of creating a track, right? It's like getting all the different components of a track together and making it sound good to come together at least. So it's a little more like artistic in my mind, right? And the mastering, I think, is a little more scientific, right? A little more technical. And that's where they take the track itself and then make it the best possible version. Make it sound the best, make it sound the most professional. That's where if you see like on audiophile pressings where you have a remastering of it, where they're just taking the same mix, but they're making the whole product sound as best it possibly can. And that's usually a key component of audiophile pressings. And then every label, Mobile Fidelity, Acoustic Sounds, they all have their different process of doing that. And it's it's an art form for sure. So how different companies do it may be more to your liking than others. So, but yeah, like I said, this is gonna be a quick video because you guys a lot of you guys on here could probably school me on audiophile pressings, but I thought it would be a good introduction for some of the people who are just getting into it or don't know anything about it. Just to introduce some of the different labels and some of the different processes that they use to make these audiophile pressings. But yeah, if you want to find the best sounding version of something, sometimes it's an audiophile pressing, sometimes it's a first pressing of something. It just depends. Everybody's ear is different, so it just depends on what you like. So let's go do it. If you liked this video, go ahead and please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.